Sounds like I got it. And I won. Oh man, it's just hung up by just a nudge. There you go, it's out. What's up guys, FSC Speed Shop. My name is Steve Festrek. This here is Orwell. Orwell is my 1984 Peterbilt 362 Cabover that I lost the transmission in. This here is the transmission we just got from Badger Rebuild Center down in Brookfield, Wisconsin, and we're gonna head and start installing it. Right here in front of it is a 3406B Caterpillar 7FB variant, approximately 400 horsepower. We gotta put the flywheel in, we gotta put the clutch in, and then put the transmission in. All right, let's get started. Boys and girls, what I have here is a Caterpillar service manual for the 3406B engine. This is what we used when I rebuilt the engine. Now, there is a difference between a front and a rear seal. We're gonna get into that here in a minute. But first, we have to prep the seal and the crank. Clean and make preparation of the wear sleeve inside diameter and crankshaft outside diameter with 6V1541 Quick Cure primer. That's this right here. They've changed the part number over the years, but I did check, this is the product. Make an application of 9S3265 retaining compound to the crankshaft outside diameter before the wear sleeve is installed on the crankshaft. Do not let any Quick Cure primer or retaining compound get on the lip of the seal. So what this is basically telling you is you take this Quick Cure primer and you apply it to the inside of the wear sleeve and the outside of the crankshaft itself. Then you take this Loctite retaining compound and you put this on the outside diameter of the crankshaft itself. At that point, you then install the sleeve. Now, I have to note something here. First of all, this is extremely important. This is the diameter of the crankshaft. This is the front. This is the rear. This gear is what drives your oil pump, which is in the front of the engine. So you see the shape of the seal here, front and rear. The gear is at the front. Now, this doesn't get into the part number, and you have to absolutely be sure you have the right seal. Here's why. This is a 3406B Caterpillar parts book. I don't even know how hard these are to find anymore, because nowadays you look it up via computer when you go to the cat dealer. Scott gave me this one prior to him leaving that dealership, and I miss him. He was cool. Suppose he went to Florida. Anyway, so here's the here's the diagram of the crankshaft. There's the front, the gear. There's your rear, and there's the seal. There's that dowel pin right there that aligns the flywheel to the proper clock position. So there is a difference. The front seal is a number 5, and the rear seal is a number 1. Now note here, part number 1, which is the rear seal, is 2W1734. Part number 5 is a 2W1733. Man, it is a 1 part number off between the two. Here, like I said, part number 1 is a 2W1734. 2W1734. Let's make absolutely sure we have the right seal now. (2W1734). The reason is this is the outside part of the seal, and it is imperative on the rotation. See, rotation and the arrow facing this way. That is absolutely important. If you do it backwards and you counter rotate this, it will actually try to push oil out of the engine rather than make a seal keeping the oil into the engine. You absolutely have to make sure. So the rear main seal, and I just showed you, you can trust me on this, I just showed you in the book, this part number 2W1734 is a rear seal, where the front seal is a 2W1733. Do not make that mistake. Now I'm going to show you how you put the seal in the engine. I don't know how well you can see this diagram, if that'll help you guys out or not, but right here is how the tool works. I'll show it to you, it's real easy. They're all labeled. This part is called a locator. This bolts to the flywheel. This part here is called a locator. It bolts to the crank. This is good for the front and the rear of the crank. When you bolt this on, again, here you see a space for the dowel. These bolts, and these are 12-point bolts, mind you, these bolts go in here, and that'll bolt it to the crankshaft. So now once this is in, again, this hole right here is for your alignment dowel for your flywheel, or rather to get your clock position right. That bolts to the flywheel. This locator is part number 5P1733. That's also in the Caterpillar book. Then you have two different cups that push your seal in. This one right here, part number 6V6142, clearly labeled front. Obviously you see the wear pattern from me using it for the front seal. And now your rear seal, I just bought it, this brand new, is 6V1643, labeled for the rear. There is a difference. I believe it is in the depth of how deep they are. Either way, this is the tool we're going to use, not this one. So what you do is then you put your seal on your crank. I'll obviously have to clean that now. That'll go on and slide over off this locator and go onto the crank. This goes on to help push it onto the crank, lined up by this nut here. See how that will fit right in there, and it's snug, it fits good. And that piece threads on here, and then you tighten it all in until it seats solid. Once it seats solid, the seal is done, it is installed. Now you see how your locator holds your wear sleeve perfectly in line for your crank, like so. And that is how your seal installation toolkit works. By the way, this alone was $247 right here. It's not cheap. If you're gonna do your own work, be prepared to buy some tools. Okay, boys and girls, so now I've treated this with that quick seal primer. I've put it on the inside of the seal as well, the inside diameter portion. And then I also put the Loctite on the crankshaft, not on anything else. So now I'm installing the locator. The locator, again, that dowel is right there. You guys seeing it? Right there. Lined up. Locator goes on, and then you tighten these bolts down. Again, these are 12-point bolts. They are 5/8, 12-point socket. And crank them down. There we go. Now, put the seal on. The locator. Now you see why it's called the locator. This part will push that seal in perfectly, pushing the wear sleeve off the locator onto the crank, along with seating the seal in the housing. So that will sit right there. And I'll clock it so you see this is the rear, not the front. And then your nut threads on. Take a big old wrench and start tightening it on. And it hits that hard, boom, solid, it's on. You gotta put some crap to it, but it's very obvious once it seats at the bottom. Get that off. The Caterpillar was thinking when he put these bolt holes there, it shouldn't get stuck. There you go. Those holes were threaded, by the way. That is a properly installed rear main seal. Here's the old input shaft. It's real simple. When you step on a clutch, it's supported on this end. You have your clutch discs up here, one here and one here. It looks like the knot based on the markings here and here. Now, what supports this from wobbling while the discs are turning? Well, your answer is real simple. This bearing. This is centered in the flywheel, and that keeps the shaft lined up nice. So that way it keeps it from wobbling around. So when you step on your clutch, your flywheel is spinning, but this shaft is stationary. So it sits there and spins. Rather, this is stationary and the flywheel spins around your input shaft. That's a pilot bearing. Your pilot bearing will ride right in here, dead center. And we'll press it in with our big rusty trusty press. The pilot bearing rides in here. Doesn't matter either side, either direction it goes. It'll fit right in there. Put this on there so we press it nice. Let me tell you, those little steel circles, man, very useful. I love this press. My dad's friend AJ gave it to me. Built in 1947. Man, I didn't even need to put hydraulic pressure on it. There you go, about 800 pounds. So you see it. Built in 1947, this press, by the K.R. Wilson Press Company. I think they're out of New York. Yeah, Buffalo, New York, right here. Wasn't really sure on that. Awesome. I didn't need a press per se, but either way, now you know what the press does. I love this thing. There we go. Loosened it up just a touch. You get this bolt out. Now it's just sitting in the, come on. There you go, sit on the exhaust. There. And I got a bolt in, so now I'm reasonably confident it won't come out. Plus I have the dowel lined up right, so it's kind of supporting on that dowel. So start threading in our flywheel bolts. Get them started. I'll sink them with an impact, but we'll finish it with a torque wrench. It's almost funny. I thought I lost one. Now we torque them down to 200 foot-pounds. If it doesn't rotate on us. How to lock her in place. That's one way to lock her down. 200 foot-pounds. There you go. Installed and torqued flywheel. I love this press. My dad's friend AJ gave it to me. Built in 1947. Man, I didn't even need to put hydraulic pressure on it. There you go, about 800 pounds. So you see it. Built in 1947, this press, by the K.R. Wilson Press Company. I think they're out of New York. Yeah, Buffalo, New York, right here. Wasn't really sure on that. Awesome. I didn't need a press per se, but either way, now you know what the press does. I love this thing. Get rid of my other eye. Say bye.